Mastering your craft means going all in, no shortcuts, no excuses. It's about dedicating yourself to excellence, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. Too many people think being good is enough, but let me tell you, good doesn't win championships. Good doesn't create legends. To master your craft, you have to commit to being the absolute best, no matter how long it takes or how hard it gets. You can't be satisfied with average. Average won't open doors, it slams them shut in your face. The first step to mastery is obsession. You have to eat, sleep, and breathe what you do. If you're not thinking about how to improve someone else's and they're coming for your spot, obsession doesn't mean working harder for a day or two. It means building a lifestyle around greatness. Every decision you make, from how you spend your time to who you surround yourself with, needs to revolve around sharpening your skills. You can't be halfway in and expect to master anything. You also have to become a student of the game. Study the greats. Look at their habits, their failures, their triumphs. Success leaves clues. And if you're paying attention, you'll find the blueprint. Read, watch, listen, and learn every single day. But don't stop there. Apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is useless. It's not enough to know. You have to do. You have to take what you've learned and practice until it's second nature. Repetition is the mother of skill. Mastery doesn't come from doing something once or twice. It comes from doing it over and over again until it's perfect. And then doing it some more. The difference between good and great is in the details, and those details only reveal themselves through hours of practice. You've got to fall in love with the grind because that's where mastery lies. There's no such thing as good enough when you're chasing greatness. But mastery isn't just about practice, it's about intention. You can't just go through the motions and expect to get better. Every rep, every action, every moment has to have purpose. Are you refining your technique? Are you challenging your limits? Are you pushing yourself past the point of comfort? Because if you're not growing. Mastery demands focus, and focus demands that you leave distractions behind. Feedback is another crucial part of the process. You can't master anything in isolation. You need to seek out people who are better than you, people who will challenge you and call out your flaws. Don't shy away from criticism, embrace it. Feedback isn't an attack, it's a tool. Use it to improve, use it to grow. Surround yourself with those who will push you to your potential, not those who will let you stay in your comfort zone. Mastery also requires patience. There's no overnight success. Every master was once a beginner, fumbling through the basics. The difference is they didn't quit when it got hard. They didn't walk away when progress was slow. They stuck with it day in and day out because they knew that mastery is a marathon, not a sprint. You've got to be willing to put in the time, no matter how long it takes, and trust the process. Finally, mastering your craft means never arriving. Even when you're at the top of your game, there's always room to grow. The best never stop learning, never stop improving, never stop pushing the boundaries of what they're capable of. The moment you think you've made it is the moment you stop being dangerous. Mastery isn't a destination, it's a relentless pursuit of excellence that never ends. Dominate your mindset, and you'll dominate your life. Your mindset is the foundation on which every decision, every action, and every result is built. It's the way you see the world, and most importantly, the way you see yourself. If your mind is weak, if you're filled with doubt or insecurity, it doesn't matter how much talent you have, you won't reach your potential. But if you develop a mindset that's unshakable, that's built on confidence, resilience, and purpose, you become unstoppable. The first step to dominating your mindset is to take control of your thoughts. Too many people let their minds run wild, feeding on fear, self-doubt, and negativity. You need to be the one in charge of what you think. Every time a negative thought creeps in, replace it with a positive, empowering one. This isn't just positive thinking, it's rewiring your brain. When you start to believe in yourself, truly believe in what you're capable of, you shift from a state of limitation to one of possibility. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You have to develop mental toughness. Life isn't always going to be fair and there will be setbacks. But if you're mentally strong, those setbacks won't break you. Mentally tough people don't let challenges slow them down. They find a way to use every setback as fuel to push harder. This mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you build by facing adversity head on and refusing to let it defeat you. Every time you push through hardship, you strengthen your mind. Dominate your mindset by eliminating excuses. Excuses are just lies we tell ourselves to justify failure or avoid discomfort. If you want to be successful, you've got to eliminate every single excuse that holds you back. No more blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck. Take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. When you own everything in your life, good and bad, you're in control. And when you're in control, you're in a position to change anything you don't like. Visualization is another powerful tool. If you can see it in your mind, you can achieve it in your life. Spend time every day visualizing your goals, not just vaguely, but with as much detail as possible. Picture yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions. Imagine the actions you'll need to take. When you can vividly imagine the life you want, you start to believe it's possible. And that belief drives you to take action. Visualization isn't just dreaming, it's rehearsing your success until it becomes inevitable. You also need to silence the noise around you. People are always going to have opinions, and most of them will project their fears and limitations onto you. They'll tell you what you can't do, what's unrealistic, or why you should play it safe. If you let their doubts infiltrate your mind, they'll become your own. Protect your mental space fiercely. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who push you, who see your potential even when you don't. Your environment plays a big role in shaping your mindset. Self-talk is one of the most underrated aspects of a strong mindset. The way you speak to yourself shapes your identity, and your identity drives your actions. Stop tearing yourself down. Stop doubting yourself. Speak to yourself like you would to someone you love and respect. Replace "I can't" with "I will." Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I am enough, and I'm getting better every day." Change the narrative in your mind, and you'll change the way you approach every challenge. Lastly, cultivating gratitude is key to maintaining a dominant mindset. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, from what you lack to what you have. When you're grateful, you're not focused on fear, anger, or jealousy. You're focused on abundance. Start each day by reminding yourself of the blessings in your life, no matter how small. This doesn't mean you settle for less or stop pushing forward. It means you operate from a place of strength, knowing that you're already blessed and capable of achieving so much more. Building relentless discipline is about creating habits so strong that they override every excuse, every distraction, and every temptation. Discipline isn't about how you feel, it's about what you commit to doing no matter the circumstances. When motivation fades, and it always does, discipline steps in. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, your goals are nothing more than wishes. With it, there's no limit to what you can achieve. The first step in building discipline is understanding your why. You need a reason so powerful that it pulls you through the days when you want to quit. Without a strong purpose, discipline feels like a chore, but when you tie it to something meaningful, it becomes your fuel. Take the time to dig deep and uncover what drives you. Maybe it's your family, your dreams, or the legacy you want to leave behind. Whatever it is, keep it at the forefront of your mind and let it guide your actions. Next, you have to start small. Discipline isn't built overnight. It's built through consistent action, one step at a time. Don't try to overhaul your life all at once. Focus on mastering one habit at a time. Whether it's waking up earlier, sticking to a workout plan, or dedicating an hour to your craft every day, start with something manageable. Success in the small things creates momentum, and that momentum fuels bigger victories. Discipline grows when you prove to yourself that you can follow through no matter how small the task. Accountability is another critical piece of the puzzle. It's easy to let yourself off the hook when no one is watching, but relentless discipline requires a higher standard. Find someone who will hold you to your commitments, a mentor, a coach, or even a trusted friend. Or better yet, become your own accountability partner. Set measurable goals, track your progress, and don't let yourself off the hook when you fall short. When you take accountability for your actions, you reinforce the mindset that discipline is non-negotiable. You also need to learn to say no. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to your growth. Discipline is about protecting your time, energy, and focus. This means cutting out distractions, whether it's mindless scroll on your phone, toxic relationships, or activities that don't serve your purpose. Saying no is hard, but every time you do, you strengthen your ability to stay aligned with your mission. Building discipline requires embracing discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you push yourself past your limits. Whether it's waking up early, grinding through a tough workout, or sticking to a task when you rather relax, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Each time you face discomfort head on, you rewire your brain to see it not as something to avoid, but as a necessary part of the process. Discipline thrives in discomfort because that's where real progress happens. Another key to relentless discipline is consistency. It's not what you do occasionally that matters, it's what you do every single day. Discipline is about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one else is watching. The small, consistent actions you take compound over time and lead to extraordinary results. Discipline is the ultimate form of self-respect because it proves to yourself that your goals and commitments matter more than your excuses. Finally, to build relentless discipline, you must adopt a long-term perspective. Discipline isn't about instant gratification. It's about delayed rewards. It's about planting seeds today that might not bear fruit for months or even years. When you focus on the bigger picture, the daily grind becomes easier to endure. You start to see every sacrifice, every effort, and every moment of discipline as an investment in your future. This mindset transforms discipline from a burden into a privilege, a tool that empowers you to create the life you've always envisioned. Stop seeking approval and you'll finally start living for yourself. Too often we let the opinions of others dictate our choices, our dreams, and even our identity. We crave validation, waiting for someone to tell us we're good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But the truth is, chasing approval will keep you trapped in a cycle of insecurity. When you live for others' applause, you hand over the power to control your happiness and success. Taking it back starts with realizing you don't need anyone else's permission to be great. The first step to breaking free from the need for approval is understanding where it comes from. Most of us were conditioned from a young age to seek validation, whether from parents, teachers, society. We were taught that approval equals worth, but your worth isn't up for debate. It doesn't rise or fall based on what someone else thinks about you. The moment you internalize that, you stop giving others the power to define who you are. Approval isn't the measure of your value, your actions, character, and perseverance are. Next, you have to embrace the fact that not everyone is going to like or support you, and that's okay. Trying to please everyone is exhausting, and it's a game you'll never win. The reality is, people will judge you no matter what you do. If you succeed, they'll have something to say. If you fail, they'll have something to say. So why waste energy trying to win their favor? Focus on being true to yourself because the people who truly matter will respect you for standing firm in your authenticity. You also need to realize that seeking approval often stems from fear of rejection, fear of criticism, fear of not being enough. But fear is a liar. It whispers worst-case scenarios to keep you small. The only way to silence that fear is to take action despite it. When you stop waiting for others to approve of your choices and start making them based on your own values and goals, you prove to yourself that you are enough. The courage to move forward without a safety net of validation is where real freedom begins. Boundaries play a huge role in freeing yourself from approval seeking. You have to protect your energy and your goals by learning to say no. People pleasers struggle with this because they fear disappointing others, but the truth is, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your purpose, you're saying no to yourself. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're necessary. When you set clear limits, you teach others and yourself that your time and priorities matter. Another crucial step is learning to validate yourself. This means celebrating your wins, no matter how small, and being your own biggest cheerleader. You don't need an audience to recognize your growth. Reflect on how far you've come, what you've overcome, and the progress you're making every day. Self-validation builds confidence, and confidence diminishes the need for external approval. When you know your worth, you don't need anyone else to confirm it. Stop comparing your journey to others. Comparison is a thief of joy and a fuel for approval seeking. You see someone else's highlight reel and start questioning your own path, wondering if you're doing enough or if you measure up. But their journey isn't yours. Focus on running your own race. Success isn't about how you stack up against others. It's about whether you're growing, earning, and becoming the best version of yourself. Approval seekers look sideways, focused people look forward. Finally, embrace the discomfort of being misunderstood. When you stop seeking approval, not everyone will understand your decisions, your vision, or your passion. And that's perfectly fine. You weren't put here to fit into someone else's mold. The most successful, impactful people in history weren't crowd pleasers, they were disruptors. They stayed true to their mission even when others doubted or criticized them. Their greatness didn't come from being liked, it came from being fearless. Taking calculated risk is the key to unlocking your full potential. Too many people let fear keep them in the same place, doing the same things year after year. They let the fear of failure, embarrassment, or uncertainty hold them back from opportunities that could change their lives. But here's the truth, nothing great has ever been achieved without risk. Playing it safe might feel comfortable, but it keeps you small. Taking risks isn't about being reckless, it's about being bold and intentional in pursuit of something greater. The first step to taking calculated risks is preparation. You don't just leap blindly, you do the work to understand the situation, the possible outcomes, and the resources you'll need to succeed. Calculated risks are rooted in knowledge and strategy. You need to study, plan, and position yourself so that when you make your move, you're not just gambling, you're betting on an outcome you've prepared for. Preparation gives you the confidence to act, even when uncertainty looms. Next, you have to assess the potential rewards and consequences. Too many people focus only on what could go wrong and never consider what could go right. Taking calculated risk means evaluating both sides. What's the worst case scenario and how will you handle it if it happens? What's the best case scenario and how will your life change if you succeed? Weighing these possibilities helps you make informed decisions instead of letting fear paralyze you. Another crucial element is timing. Not every risk needs to be taken immediately. Sometimes success lies in waiting for the right moment. Calculated risks require patience and awareness. You have to know when to act and when to hold back. Rushing into an opportunity without the right foundation can lead to failure, without even missing the inner window. The art of risk taking is as much about when as it is about how. Taking risks also requires you to get comfortable with uncertainty. No matter how much you prepare a plan, there will always be unknowns. The key is to move forward anyway. Calculated risk takers understand that growth happens outside of their comfort zones. They embrace uncertainty as part of the process, knowing that staying stagnant is far riskier in the long run. If you let the fear of the unknown stop you, you'll never reach your full potential. You also need to adopt a mindset that sees failure as a stepping stone, not an endpoint. Not every risk will lead to success, and that's okay. Every failure carries lessons that make you stronger, smarter, and better prepared for the next opportunity. Calculated risks are about learning and growing, even when things don't go as planned. The only true failure is refusing to try in the first place. When you shift your perspective, failure becomes a necessary part of the journey to success. Surrounding yourself with the right people is another important factor. Taking risks can be intimidating, but having a strong support system can make all the difference. Seek out mentors, advisors, or peers who've taken similar risks and succeeded. Learn from their experiences and let their insights guide you. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in your vision and encourage you to push forward can help you stay grounded and focused even when the risks feel overwhelming. Taking calculated risk requires faith in yourself, in your ability, and in the process. You have to believe that you're capable of navigating challenges and overcoming obstacles. Confidence doesn't mean you know exactly how everything will play out. It means trusting that you have what it takes to figure it out along the way. Faith gives you the courage to step into the unknown armed with preparation, resilience, and a vision for what's possible. Walking with purpose is about moving through life with intention, focus, and a clear understanding of what you're striving for. It's the opposite of wandering aimlessly or going through the motions. When you walk with purpose, every step you take has meaning. It's not just about physical movement, it's about the energy you bring, the decisions you make, and the way you show up in every area of your life. Purpose gives your journey direction, and with direction comes power. The first step to walking with purpose is defining what you're walking toward. What is your mission? What drives you to wake up every morning and push forward? Purpose isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you create by reflecting on what matters most to you. It's tied to your values, your passions, and the impact you want to have on the world. Without a clear purpose, life can feel chaotic and unfulfilling. But when you know your why, it becomes your compass, guiding you through every challenge and opportunity. Walking with purpose means embracing discipline. Purpose alone isn't enough. You need the commitment to act on it daily. It's easy to get distracted by temporary pleasures or the demands of others, but walking with purpose requires focus. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets hard. It's what ensures that your actions align with your goals, that your time is spent on what truly matters, and that you don't settle for anything less than what you're capable of achieving. Another key to walking with purpose is carrying yourself with confidence. Purpose and confidence go hand in hand because when you know what you're here to do, you move differently. You stand taller, speak with conviction, and approach challenges with resilience. Confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about believing in your mission and your ability to fulfill it. When others see that you're walking with purpose, they'll be drawn to your energy and respect your determination. Purpose also requires perseverance. The journey won't always be smooth, and there will be times when you doubt yourself or feel like giving up. But walking with purpose means continuing to move forward even when the path gets rocky. Purpose gives you the strength to keep going because it reminds you that what you're working toward is bigger than any temporary setback. It helps you see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Walking with purpose means being intentional about your relationships and surroundings. The people you surround yourself with can either push you closer to your purpose or pull you away from it. Choose to walk alongside those who inspire you, challenge you, and support your vision. Be intentional about the spaces you occupy and the energy you bring to those spaces. Purposeful living requires alignment between your environment and your goals, so make sure everything around you supports the direction you're headed. It's also about taking ownership of your time. Purposeful people don't waste hours or days waiting for life to happen. They take control of their schedule and prioritize most. Walking with purpose means being mindful of how you spend every moment, ensuring that your time is an investment in your future. It means saying no to distractions and yes to the actions that move you closer to your goals. Time is the one resource you can't get back, so every step must count. Finally, walking with purpose means leading with gratitude. Purpose isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about appreciating the journey. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you focus on what you have and what you're working toward instead of what you lack. When you walk with gratitude, you're more aware of the progress you're making and the blessings along the way. Gratitude fuels your purpose by reminding you of the importance of every step, no matter how small. The first step to becoming dangerous is mastering your craft. This is where it all starts. You don't get to stand out, you don't get to be recognized, and you don't get to claim greatness until you put in the work. Mastery is not a quick fix or a shortcut. It's a commitment to relentless improvement, day in and day out. This is about making a decision to rise above mediocrity and become the best at what you do. You're not just good enough to be in the game, you're going to be the one everyone looks up to. To master your craft, you have to have an obsession with excellence. It's a mindset that refuses to accept anything less than perfection, and it pushes you past the comfort zone into a place where only the elite operate. Mastering your craft requires dedication and sacrifice. The hours you put in when no one is watching, the practice you do when you're exhausted, and the effort you give when others are resting, this is what sets the masters apart. It's not about working hard for a few weeks and then quitting when the results don't show up fast enough. It's about staying the course for months, for years without letting up. If you're not willing to make the sacrifices, to put in the time and to go through the grind, you will never master anything. There's no substitute for hard work and consistency. If you want to be dangerous, you have to be willing to outwork everyone around you. Another key to mastery is understanding the fundamentals. The most dangerous people in any field are the ones who've perfected the basics. They don't get distracted by shiny new techniques or trends. They double down on what works. Mastery isn't about constantly chasing new shortcuts. It's about getting the basics right and then improving upon them. Whether it's in business, athletics, or any other field, the fundamentals are the foundation. If you haven't mastered the basics, you're just pretending to be good at what you do. When you master the core elements, you can build on them, adapt them, and innovate. But without that solid foundation, you're just skating by, and that's not enough to be dangerous. To master your craft, you need to be relentless in seeking knowledge. True mastery isn't just about repetition, it's about constantly learning. The top performers, the ones who dominate in their fields, are the ones who never stop learning. They seek out the best mentors, the best resources, and the best information available. They're not just repeating the same routines, they're improving them, understanding the why behind what they do, and staying ahead of the curve. If you want to be dangerous, you can't afford to be stagnant. You must always seek growth and improvement. Knowledge is power, and the more you learn, the more dangerous you become. Criticism is another tool you must embrace on the journey to mastery. To be truly dangerous, you must develop thick skin and learn to use feedback to your advantage. The best don't run from criticism, they seek it out. They understand that the only way to improve is to expose their weaknesses and address them head on. When you're in the process of mastering your craft, people will doubt you, they'll challenge your methods, and they'll point out your flaws. But instead of letting it discourage you, use it as fuel. The feedback you get, whether positive or negative, is just data that helps you grow. If you can't handle the heat of criticism, you'll never make it to the top. But if you can use it to get better, you'll rise above the rest. Focus is everything when it comes to mastering your craft. You can't afford to be distracted by every opportunity that comes your way. Every time you take your eye off the ball, you lose valuable time and energy. Mastery is about deep focus on the one thing that matters most to you. When you focus, you eliminate distractions. You stop trying to do everything and you start narrowing in on your skill, your craft, your work. The more you focus on one thing, the better you get at it. It's when you spread yourself too thin that you dilute your progress and slow down your path to mastery. The most dangerous people are also the most adaptable. They don't just master the current state of their craft, they're constantly looking for ways to evolve. Mastery means understanding the landscape of your field, recognizing when it shifts and adjusting your approach. The ability to adapt to new challenges, new technologies, or new ways of thinking is what keeps you at the top. When you get too comfortable, you start to plateau. But when you're constantly looking for new opportunities to grow, you maintain your edge. You become a force that's hard to stop because you're always improving, always evolving, and always ahead of the game. True mastery is not about self-perfection, it's about execution. It's not enough to simply know your craft inside and out. You have to be able to perform under pressure. The dangerous ones are the ones who can deliver when it counts. When the stakes are high, when people are watching, and when the world is waiting for you to fail, the masters are the ones who show up, who execute flawlessly, and who deliver time and time again. It's not enough to practice in private. You have to prove it in the public arena. You must be able to execute at the highest level when it matters the most. Mastery is about making your actions speak louder than your words. The second step to becoming dangerous is controlling your mindset. Your mindset is everything. It's the foundation upon which all your actions, decisions, and results are built. The mind is more powerful than any physical skill or ability. It determines whether you rise to the occasion or shrink back in fear. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your mindset isn't right, you won't reach your full potential. If you want to dominate in any area of life, you must first win the battle within your mind. A strong mindset is what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who quit. It's the difference between being average and being extraordinary. A controlled mindset starts with having belief in yourself. If you don't believe in your abilities, it doesn't matter how much talent or skill you have, you will never put forth the effort required to succeed. Self-doubt will eat you alive. A dangerous individual has unshakable belief in their capacity to win. They understand that no obstacle is too big, no challenge too great, and no setback too severe. Their confidence is unbreakable because they know they have the inner strength to push through adversity. This kind of mindset isn't developed overnight. It's forged through consistent self-affirmation, taking action despite fear, proving to yourself time and time again that you are capable handling whatever comes your way. Control over your mindset means training your thoughts to serve you, not hinder you. Most people allow their thoughts to run wild, letting negativity, doubt, and fear dictate their actions. But a controlled mind doesn't give space for those destructive thoughts. It forces itself to focus on the possibilities, the opportunities, and the strategies to overcome any problem. When a dangerous person faces a challenge, they don't get overwhelmed by the problem. They focus on the solution. They train themselves to think with clarity, purpose, and determination no matter the external circumstances. It's a constant battle to control your thoughts, but that's what separates the winners from the losers. The more you control your mind, the more you're able to shape your destiny. Mindset also means not letting failure stop you. Failure is inevitable. It's a part of the process. If you want to be dangerous, you have to stop fearing failure and start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. The dangerous individuals are the ones who fail forward. They don't let failure define them. They learn from it, adjust, and keep moving. They know that each failure brings them closer to success because they have the mindset that growth is found in the struggle. When things get tough, they don't give up. They dig deeper, work harder, and adapt. They use every setback as fuel for their comeback. Another part of controlling your mindset is eliminating distractions. The world is full of noise, temptations, and distractions that pull you away from your mission. Social media, unnecessary commitments, and other people's opinions can easily take you off track. A dangerous individual has laser focus. They understand that their time is limited and they guard it fiercely. They don't waste time on things that don't align with their goals. They block out distractions and make every moment count. A controlled mindset is one that is able to tune out the noise and focus solely on the task at hand. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your life. Your mindset also plays a role in your resilience. When life knocks you down and your mindset determines whether you get back up or stay down, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how quickly you rise. A dangerous person knows that life will test them, but they also know they're built for the challenge. They embrace hardship and difficulty as part of the process. They are mentally tough, and their mindset is their armor. The stronger your mindset, the more resilient you become. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding failure. It comes from being able to face it head on and continue moving forward with even more determination. Controlling your mindset also means being able to overcome fear. Fear is the number one thing that holds people back from achieving their full potential. But a dangerous person doesn't let fear control them. They acknowledge fear, but they don't let it dictate their actions. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. When fear arises, a dangerous person faces it head on, makes a decision, and takes action. Fear may show up, but it doesn't stop them from moving forward. They know that fear is a signal that they're on the verge of something big. They use it as fuel, not a roadblock. Controlling your mindset is about embracing the grind. People talk about success like an overnight event, but the truth is that success is built on daily discipline and consistency. A dangerous mindset doesn't look for shortcuts or easy routes. It understands that the grind is where greatness is made. It's about showing up day after day, doing the work, staying disciplined, and not allowing setbacks to derail your focus. A dangerous person knows that the grind may be uncomfortable, but they also know that